I'd shoot them out and threaten them, and well, I say threaten them, but you know.
Why'd you have them gloves on?
Just in case it went south.
Were you intoxicated that night?
I drank one of them tall Miller Lights.
Weatherford asked you to leave a couple times, and you didn't.
I thought I did. You know, when I get the kind of, I can't keep up with my words.
Welcome back.
Would you have gone back out there if you had it to do over again?
I'd have went in uniform.
To the LackLuster channel. Earlier this month, I released the 4th video in a series featuring Sheriff Tracy White.
Now, you've been down there, you've hit one of my nephew's friends.
If I would have hit somebody, I'd have done been in jail, big boy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna get worse than that if you ever do it again. No, I'm not gonna calm down.
All 5 videos will be linked below, but the 4th and most recent one has the most complete set of facts regarding the incident and the fallout caused by it.
They need to have no fear or concern of anything or any appropriate conduct from me again.
At the time I published that video, I thought it would be the end of the story. However, as I scripted it, I found this picture featured in an article by the Courier-Journal, depicting Sheriff White being interrogated by the Kentucky State Police. I immediately requested the video and showed the link to KSP, but they denied my request because the video contained personal data. I appealed the denial, and after some back and forth, I finally received the interrogation tape.
So this room is recorded, audio, video. I do have my body camera going, just to give you a heads up.
Yes, sir.
It's all right if you, I said it on the page.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I did tell you on the phone, this is regarding the criminal complaint involving you.
Yes.
No, you're not under arrest. You're not being detained.
Yes,
Free to get up there and leave. Tell me you want to stop talking anytime. Door's not locked. So we're clear on everything.
Yes, sir.
This meeting occurred shortly after the encounter.
Can you just tell me about what happened?
There is several kids when I say neighborhood, we live out in the country, and including 2 of mine, my 10-year-old son and my 14-year-old daughter, and then my 18-year-old nephew that lives with me, and then all their friends. They've got places they ride their 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and whatever. And I've got a farm. They ride there. They get on my nerves, because some of them may get their baffles in and so forth. Anyway.
That admission was quite telling. Sheriff White states that the kids get on his nerves, while failing to understand when they also disturb the rest of the neighborhood.
Well, they've been going over, it's called the Flats, over on Antioch Church Road, and it's in Todd County. But as you drop down to the bridge, it's in Logan County. And the county line runs right by the church. Anyway, they go up there and they ride. Well, this guy, this has been going for a couple of months. He keeps harassing them. And to the fact of one of my nephew's friends, which he's actually I'm the Logan County High School bass team coach, and he's on my bass team, and he's at my house all the time, but that's not the point. But he hit him. Adam rammed him about a month or so ago. Adam is going and cussing them and threatening. Well, I say I wasn't there. They tell me, well, he's up here threatening us again. Mm-hmm. And they were at the Flats, and they were off the road, and he pulls up, because it's in here's probably, I'm going to say 300 yards from the bridge. Well, they tell me that he sits down at the bridge, and they drive by, and they can smell marijuana. And when he pulled up, and he tried, according to my 10-year-old, he tried to hit him. And of course, my little 10-year-old is spunky, and he let him have it, and he took a picture of him driving off, because he told him, so I'm going to call my daddy. And I told him, they called me, they was all screaming about, I said, get your butts home. And so it's just, it's all, I say all the time, it's probably happened 4 times that they're calling me and he's down there harassing them or so forth and so on. Well, last Friday night, I just got home and I started getting phone calls from numbers I didn't know who it was. Well, then a guy I knew who it was, Hayden Borders, he calls me, he said, hey, Daddy's trying to get a hold of you. Have you heard about that guy that's going around harassing these kids? on four-wheelers. And I said, yeah. And I said, he lives in Logan County. So I sat there and I said, I'm just going to go there and tell him to leave him alone. Leave him alone. And so I did, and it got heated. And basically that's it. He was recording it, and my girlfriend was recording it. So I never threatened him. I never touched him or any of that fact. Made sure I wasn't going to. And and then I find out from my nephew yesterday that there's a boy that lives across the road from me. I don't know this boy, and he don't ride with my kids or none of that group, because there's like 7 or 8 of them, maybe 10. Tried to hit his dog some time ago.
Tried to hit
Adam's dog.
Okay.
And I think that's where all this is stirred up right now. I just found that out yesterday from my nephew.
Okay.
And he thinks that this group is part of it, trying to hit his dog or whatever. And that's what my nephew said. And I don't know if that's the truth or not. But so then I was like, well, if somebody tried to hit his dog, then
see where he'd be riled up.
Be riled up or whatever.
So this, I just want to take some notes, make sure I got all this. This been going on for about 2 months or so, you say?
I know it was like, well, I looked up the picture my son took this morning. April the 21st is when my son took a picture of his truck. Let me show it to you.
If you don't care.
And, of course, I don't know if you want to talk to any of these kids, but that's the reason why I brought my phone in. Usually I don't bring my phone in. But that was April the 21st. That was him. Oh, yes, sir. That he was driving off after, and when my son called me, he said he tried to hit me.
Okay.
And that's his truck. Of course, I don't know if you've looked his criminal history up, but one of my deputies got him for meth, and he just got off probation for that.
I was trying to make that license plate bigger. Bifocals weren't cutting. Okay. So about 2 months ago, and that was from your nephew?
No, this is my son took this picture, my 10-year-old son. They was over at the flats, and he come pulling up, yelling at them, according to them. And that he come up, started yelling and cussed them or whatever. When they all came the road, my 10-year-old, he said, my daddy's the sheriff. And he said, I'm calling my daddy. And then he started driving. Thought enough to take his license plate to prove that he was there.
Okay.
And
so if you don't care, so you got 2 sons and a nephew that's involved?
No. I got a son, a daughter.
Son and a daughter.
And a nephew.
Okay. And they're all 3 involved in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your son?
I can give you all the other names to the rest of them if you want them.
If you don't care.
And that's Jason Borders, his son, who he called in on him Friday night.
Is he the one that called you?
Yeah, I guess
started all that.
Well, I never answered the phone.
Okay.
And I can show you the text message from Hayden, which Hayden's older.
So Hayden texted you and said his dad's trying to get a hold of him.
Yes. I guess right there's the text.
Okay.
Because I don't know, you know who it is. I don't answer phone numbers. I don't know who they are.
Absolutely.
But I've got Hayden's number in there.
Okay. Do you care if I just record this on my camera there? I'll just stick it up there. So you get this text from Hayden Borders. And that's May 3rd, 1948.
That was Friday.
Yeah. Been arresting kids around 4 weeks. Okay. And so based on that, you went to this guy's house. Who
Yes.
is this Adam Weather?
Yes, sir.
No, he is rammed with that truck. My son has got on video. He's
He ain't got no
hitting
video.
him with his damn his truck.
I'd have done been in jail. He's a sheriff, for
No,
God's sake.
because I'm going to get your ass another way, buddy.
So is that your only interaction you've had with this?
Hey, I've never met the guy a day in my life.
Okay, so that last Friday was the first time you'd ever been face to face.
And if don't worry about my crossing my arm. I've got a pinched nerve in my back.
Oh,
Sometimes
no.
If I lean forward, it gets to me.
Sure. So that was the first time you'd ever had any interaction with him. Do you know his wife or any of his kids or anything like that? Now, that house that he lives in, that is actually in Logan County. Okay. All right. So I've got to ask, if you don't mind me asking, why wouldn't you just call Logan County or us?
Because I'm going to get your ass another way, buddy.
Well, we got interlocal agreement, so I got jurisdiction over. I went over as a daddy.
Other than a quote, daddy, Sheriff White wears several other hats. Had he truly believed that Adam rammed his son with his vehicle and had video evidence of it, he probably should have worn his sheriff hat. But Tracy White is also a minister at a local church, and while I cannot find recordings of his preaching, I would imagine the second best hat to wear would have been the hat of a man of God.
I didn't go over as law enforcement. I didn't introduce myself, which he knew who I was, I guess, because he started mouthing or whatever. So, he's like, well, look, the sheriff, and then he started laughing, and of course, then what he got mad about. I'm getting off your
No.
I don't know. I mean, I called Clint, which is the captain, after I left and said, look, I'm, let you know. And then while I was on the phone with him, he called. And then, Clint called me back later and said, he said, well, I don't think he's going to do nothing. He's got too much criminal history and all this. And that's the last Clint heard. And I didn't hear nothing till the county, my county attorney, we had this court yesterday, and he come in and said he's heard all this, want to know what was going on, and I told him exactly everything I've told you. Mm-hmm. And then I was eating supper with my two daughters and one of their boyfriends last night. And you called, or the dispatch called.
Yeah,
and I figured what it was about and everything. So, and of course, then when I called back, I was between Clarksville and Guthrie, and it lost service, and then you called back right when I got to Guthrie. So anyway,
well. So you went over there as dad, not as law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So in your interaction with him, I mean, he's got video, like you said, he recorded video, and I've seen the video. At one point, it appears like you come up on the porch, and the phone goes out of his hand. What happened there?
I didn't touch it. I don't know if I poked the phone or something. I mean, like I said, which my girlfriend's got the video.
The female that's
standing on the ground.
Okay.
That video has never been made public. If the sheriff is being honest and never laid hands on Adam, we would expect that it would be released to prove his innocence. But something tells me we will never see it.
Well, I came up on the porch because the porch is not, it ain't from me to you, from where you step up to the door, or maybe just a foot longer. Mm-hmm. And his wife was on the front porch, and I could tell something was wrong with her. And I just walked up on the porch, and I asked her, I said, is Adam here? And she said, yeah, he's in the bathroom. I said, can I talk to him? But she goes in and waits and waits and waits and waits. And then he comes out, and I just started kind of telling him, look, you need to leave these kids alone or whatever. And he started mouthing, and then, of course, it went from there.
Right. Okay.
But I made sure I never touched him.
You can do whatever the you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, man. That's assault, big boy.
And I never threatened him.
So I'm going to get you another way, buddy.
The sheriff threatened him before busting his lip.
So you think maybe your hand hit the phone?
I could have.
Okay. Well, I
understand. I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, I was pretty ill, and I was more ill that all these people just keep calling me instead of because like I said, it is in Logan County.
Right.
And calling over there, which like I said, I didn't know. Well, my ex-wife, she's a dispatcher, and she just told me last night that Jason, when I called and told her what happened, because I called her and told her what happened, because she works day shift, I told her everything was going on, and she told me that Jason had called last night, which and that's the first time I heard that Jason had called.
Jason
Borders.
Okay.
Hayden's
Okay.
called dispatch.
Okay.
On him because he was down there harassing.
Okay.
I think he was down there in front of his house or something. Of course, that's in Todd County, but you can throw a rock at the county line. I'm not exaggerating. He lives like 100 yards from the county line.
So that guy told me he was down there at that creek. Is that creek the flats?
No.
Okay, the creek. What's the relation to the flats and the creek where he was at? Because the way I understand it, he was down. And there's like a little turnaround. There's a church with a pavilion up top. Where is that in relation to the flats?
Not a quarter mile. Here, I'm gonna pull it up on the map. That's the reason why I brought my phone. Usually I never get all the way back. Okay. All right, there's his house.
Okay.
So then you go down here to, that's not it. There's the cemetery. Here's the church. And right, where's the creek at? All right, there's the bridge. And here's a little parking place. What it is
that Antioch Church Road?
Yes.
Okay.
Which the county line is about right, like, here's the church, and the county line runs just like right through here. Like right to the edge of the church. This is Logan County, this is Todd County.
Okay.
Well, he sits down here. What it is, it's not really like a blue hole, but it's kind of a deep hole, and that's where they used to baptize people or whatever in that thing, and people fish there, but he always parks right here. And this is the flats.
Okay.
You can see where, so.
And what is that? Just
it's like sandy stuff. And of course, all back in here, they got hills they climb.
And so everybody just goes down there in four wheels.
Well, it's the Fortner boys. It's his dad's parents, mother, I think. They own that back in there, I believe. Because nobody ever sees him. I mean, I've known people who've been riding there for 40 years, and nobody's ever seen anything. But it's just kind of, you see where it's just like, it's kind of like sandy dirt or whatever, and they ride. And like I said, you go off back in here, and there's trails in the hills. And so from the flats right here to down here, you find the bridge again, to right here is a quarter mile. So you could sit, if he was sitting down there. Now, I don't know what happened Friday, because my kids weren't involved in that one Friday. But
who was involved in that Friday?
It was Jason Borders' son.
So what happened Friday that you're talking about?
I don't know what happened. From what I understand, now this is just going on what Hayden told me or whatever, that these boys was riding somewhere, don't know where, and he followed them like right up on them back to Jason, their house, and then he sat in front of out in the yard or in the road, main road, and was yelling at them or something to that nature. And then that's when Jason called Hayden, which is his oldest son, and said, "Hey, what's Tracy's number? You know, this guy's down here, yada, yada, yada."
And that's in your account?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I told him, I said, "Call dispatch." I said, "You know, quit calling me." I told Hayden, I said, "Tell him call dispatch." You know, because I called him or whatever. And I just be honest with you, it's a wonder if Jason, he's just the type, he'd go down there and fire his head up.
Right.
And, but anyway, he went down and, or he called me, and I didn't never call him back. And I sat there and all the stuff that's going on, and I just said, I'm just going down there and talk to him.
Okay.
So, and of course,
always, and you said there's another group of kids that tried to run over this guy.
That's what my nephew told me yesterday, that lives across the road from Weatherford. That's supposedly here, because this has been going on a couple of months.
Well, let me ask you this. I've been doing this a long time, you've been doing this a long time. Everybody's calling, raising hell about these kids riding these four-wheelers and this guy harassing these kids and back and forth and whatnot. Has anybody responded or, like, took any kind of a report or anything that you know of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's...
The only time I know that anybody's been called was Friday night.
Really?
That when Jason, I don't know if anybody, because like I said, it's Logan County, I don't know if anybody responded or not. I know Clint turned it over to you all, because me and Clint are best friends.
I'm talking about all this, I guess, harassment going on between.
Well, here's the thing is, my kids, and I've chewed them out and threatened them, and well, I say threaten them, but you know, ground them, whatever, because they're not supposed to be on the road on their four-wheelers.
Right. But I mean, I'm not even getting into that.
Well, but that's the reason why.
Yes, that is the reason why this whole thing occurred. As Sheriff White just admitted, his own children are unlawfully riding their four-wheelers in an unsafe manner on the roads.
Weatherford says he chased off some boys on dirt bikes, causing problems at a creek after he says the boys threatened to run over his dog back in February.
And despite his threats, they continue to do it. And when the locals finally speak up, instead of taking action against his kids, he showed up on Adam's porch with baseless claims concocted by the same kids that won't listen to their father, the sheriff.
You know, like Allen on his four-wheeler. Now, I found out yesterday that was in the grass. I don't know where at the grass, because I told him, I said, I can't do nothing y'all riding on the road. Stop riding on the road. And stay away from over around his house.
So,
but he comes out and goes and finds him. That's like when he came up to the flats.
Allen on his four.
That's been either sometime in the last of March, 1st of April.
Last year.
No, this year. All this has happened in the last month and a half, 2 months.
So March, April, this guy supposedly...
Oh, he hit him because they all called me screaming. He just hit me.
Where were they at?
I think it was right there in front of the church.
Is that Logan County?
Yes, that would have been Logan County.
Okay. Did Logan County respond?
Nobody called.
Okay. But they called you?
The kids did.
Did you call anybody?
No, I didn't call nobody.
Okay.
So I'm going to get you another way, buddy.
So your county is under Madisonville Post.
Yes.
Has any of the troopers down there responded to any of these?
We don't. Since JJ Pat got killed, we don't have a trooper working our county. He worked day shift in our county, and which, I mean, all this is going on before he passed away, but.
Right.
So.
Okay, so
but we don't have no night shift.
Got you. And that's pretty common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nobody responded to the incident.
And I called him this morning, and there's a situation with him. I called him this morning. I said, "Did you tell your mama about him hitting you?" He said, "Yeah, I told her, but he lives by himself." Well, his grandmother got a house, and then there's a detached garage, and there's an apartment above the garage, and that's where he lives. And he just turned 16. His mom lives in Auburn. Now, this is what you call Lewisburg area. And he comes to my house and eats, and
Right.
I take care of him and my nephew. And he don't never stay at the house. He always wants to go home. I mean, he's maybe stay the night or a time or two. But so I asked him this morning. I said, "Did you tell your mama about this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I mentioned it to her." And she's like, "Oh." So just to see if make sure she knew about it.
So,
but I haven't talked to her.
In the past couple months, you got this incident in March, maybe April, and then last Friday you had this incident with this guy, kid, and that's the two incidents we're talking about.
No, there's been more than that.
But as far as anybody getting hit or anything like that, but as far as
April 21st, I showed you a picture.
Yeah, and that was your son.
Yeah, it was my son took that picture. That was that date. And
what did he do to him on that day?
Well, it was all of them. They were in the flats, and he pulls up, starts yelling and cussing at them because they all go up to the road, see what he wants. Right. And like I said, he got a mouth on him. And
did you talk to him that day on the phone? Okay.
First time I ever laid eyes on this man and talked to him was last Friday night.
Okay. And there's not been any interaction before then other than your deputy arrested him. And that was last year?
No, it was in 21, I think, because he just got off. But no, we've had...
But this guy, there would be no reason for him to be like personal against you.
No, because he don't know me. Well, he knew who I was,
but everyone probably does.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. So, that was your girlfriend that was videotaping?
Yes.
What's her name?
Beth Blake.
Beth Blake. Does she still have that video?
Yes.
Y'all still got that video?
Yes.
Is there any way you'd be able to get me a copy of
yes.
that? Okay. How can I get a hold of her?
Well, she's at work. She works at Todd County Jail right now. And she works today. I can have her to call you when she gets off.
I'll give her a call. I'm fixing to be gone.
She won't be home. She won't get off. They do head count. She usually don't get out of there like 15 after 7. They work 12 hours. Like she works today and tomorrow and a half day Monday, and then she's off half day Monday.
She got regular days off?
No, they work 2.5 on, 2.5 off. 2.5 on, 2.5. That's how she works.
I'm fixing to go on military leave for about a week, so I'll just get in touch with her. But if you all, I'll give you my email address.
Yeah, because I asked her last night to make sure she still had it. She said, yeah, but it's too big for her to text me. She's gonna have to email it to me, so I'll just get her to email.
Yeah, I'll get you my email address.
Okay.
And we'll just go that route. So a couple things I need to ask you about that incident. Why'd you have them gloves on?
Just in case it went south.
Okay. Were those just like work gloves?
They were just mechanic gloves.
Okay. And then I noticed you weren't in uniform.
Nope.
Never, you weren't representing the agency or anything. Nope. Were you intoxicated that night?
I drank one of them tall Miller Lights.
Okay.
But I wouldn't.
Scale of 1 to 10, how?
1.
You were 1? Okay. Because the reason I say that, the guy said he smelled alcohol.
Yeah, well, it was a tall Miller Light.
Okay.
That's it.
And she was driving.
She was driving.
Okay. The guy asked you to leave. Weatherford asked you to leave a couple times, and you didn't.
I thought I did.
And do you feel like that was because it was heated? Or?
Yeah. He asked me to leave, and I was like, because Beth was like, let's go. So, and that's at the point where I was telling his wife, you need to drug test him. And that's when he got mad.
Mm-hmm.
Is because I was busting him out about sitting down at the bridge. Of course, when I get the kind of, I can't keep up with my words.
Well, and it's kids involved, and I get it.
And that's the whole thing. You know, I didn't go down there for it to be like that. And, you know, but him standing there laughing like it wasn't nothing. And I could tell, and you've done this long, like you said, and I've worked narcotics and everything. I mean, I could tell he's using meth again. And when we said something when Beth said something to her about it, she just sat down and looked at him. And that's when he started getting defensive. And so I don't know because I kept telling him, I said, drug testing, you know. And I heard him when he said, because I was waiting for him to tell me to leave, and I was going to leave. Now, if he said it beforehand, I mean, it's all on video.
Right.
I mean, I was like, well, it's time to go. He's told me to leave. So.
Do you feel like he was under the influence of anything at night?
I don't know. Okay. I can just tell his demeanor and then the way he's been doing these kids. Why, you know, just like me, why would he go after the kids? Why didn't he come to me? Or why didn't he go to Jason Borders? Or why didn't he go to Allison Cropper, which is Lee Allen's mom, just lives right up the road from him? Why wouldn't he say, hey, these kids over here, you know, whatever. But he goes after them, but then when they call me, he takes off running. And like that photo, two wrongs don't make a right, I don't guess, or whatever. But like I said, my big thing is, and I kept telling these kids, I said, I can't go say anything to him because y'all riding on the road when I tell you not to. You know, we'll be sitting there, oh, well, we're going to ride up here or be back here. Next thing I know, they're 3 miles down the road. I'll call them, where you at? And they're, we're at the flats. How'd you get over there? You know, and I chew them out, all of them. And so that was kind of the deal. And I went to him and, you know, was going to try to talk to him. And I could just tell his demeanor when he come out the door. And so I don't know.
Okay.
The conversation did not go the way I wanted it to go.
Well, hindsight 2020, would you have gone back out there if you had it to do over again?
I'd have went in uniform, on duty. Or I had Logan County go with me and say, you know, I would have done it that way. But I wouldn't. I mean, I'll just tell you, I mean, it's nothing, no reason. But like I said, I was the Logan County High School basketball coach, and that day we had a regional tournament at Barkley, and we just got home, and I was tired. I was wore out. I didn't go to bed till midnight. We got up at 3 to leave to go down there. We'd been gone fishing all day. I got home and just sat down on the front porch, and then all this started. And you know, I was tired of hearing about him, and I said, I'm just going in there and talk to him or whatever. And then it just went flat. Now I don't know if which Clint told me, when Clint called me, he said that he said, well, he's been in so much run-in with the law, he probably just hates the law. And, you know, so I don't know. But then Clint had him call you up.
Yeah. Well, did you notice any injuries on him?
Mm-mm.
You didn't inflict any, right?
I didn't touch him.
Okay.
No, sir.
He's saying that the cell phone came back and hit his lip. Did you see that?
No, sir.
Okay. So you didn't see bloody lip?
No, sir.
Like that. Okay.
No, sir. Because when I think Christy, which is Mae's wife, she told me something about, Jeff Trauber, my county attorney, said something about it yesterday, that he hit, or that I supposedly hit him. I said, I didn't touch him. I did not touch him.
You can do whatever the f*** you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, man. That's assault, big boy.
I knew better to do something like that.
But you didn't see the cell phone hitting. That's what he's saying. After that, you were still there for a little bit. Did you notice any blood on his lips?
No.
Any blood on his nose? And was he wiping his mouth?
No.
Okay. And your girlfriend has the whole incident on tape.
Yeah, from the time we get out of the truck, and I don't know when she shut it off.
From a different perspective. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be her standing off, whatever. So.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you think I need to know that I ain't asked?
No, I don't.
Okay.
There's nothing. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk to all these kids, but
yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to,
and about what he's been doing or whatever. And like I said, I called. Sure, his mama knew that he hit him, but it's like took a picture of him, so obviously he swear to it. You need to talk to him instead of me telling you what, because one of them tell one thing and they all in my ear. And
your son,
yeah,
he didn't say that he hit him.
No,
he just said he showed up yelling and hollering.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to swerve over the grass and swerve at him or something to that nature. But you need to ask all them about that.
Okay. You got the phone number for the boarder's dad? Is that Jason?
Yes. I mean, no, I don't know if I got it, but yes, that's his name.
Okay.
You may call Hayden and get it.
Is that the boy?
That's his.
I'm trying to keep up with all these names.
Hayden is he's older. He's like 20 something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if he's got Hayden's, just let me get his number. And I'll be in touch with him. And I don't have a card with me, but I'll give you my email address. How long have you been doing this?
29 years.
29?
Too long.
Where did you start out at?
Todd County Sheriff's Office.
You been there the whole time?
No. I worked there for 6 years, and then I went to work for Guthrie PD, assigned to the Penn-Around Narcotics Task Force, and was working dope. I was one of the first ones in this part of the country when they done the first sweep of getting everybody lab certified for all the meth labs. I was one of the first ones, and then I went to work for Guthrie full time as patrol. Then I went to Logan County and worked there as a canine for 4 years. Then I went to Penn-Around Narcotics full time. They came back to Todd County Sheriff's Office as a deputy. Then in 15 or 14 I ran. In 15 I took over as sheriff. So I'm in my third term.
Okay. I was going to say you've been sheriff for a while then.
Yeah. This is the 10. They won my 10th year. So
you're sitting on 29 hard?
Well, it's not. I got 4 years to retire.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because some of it was from 95. From 95 till like 01 or somewhere along in there. It was I was part time at the sheriff's office. Didn't get a retirement or whatever. I worked at the ambulance service for a time, but it was like only 6 months worth of retirement. I was there from June till February. So anyway, that's it.
Okay. Man, I appreciate you coming up here.
Ain't no problem. I mean, it is what it is and stuff, but I don't know. I mean,
I know.
I mean, it's just a daddy taking up for his kids, and all these, like I said, all these other kids too. I mean, and I just got tired of getting hounded about it. And wouldn't nobody else do anything, and so, like I said, it's a 9,000 miracles that Jason didn't go up because he's just that. I mean, Jason's a good guy, but he's not going to tolerate nothing.
Sure.
But he's got a bad back too, so that may be why he's. And the thing about it, nobody around the country there really knows this guy.
So is he not from town?
I don't know. He's lived there for a long time because all these charges goes. I mean, when you look at his address, goes back to that address because he lives in a single wide trailer.
Have you all got CADs out there before?
Yeah, what?
CADs?
No, because that's Logan County.
Okay.
So we wouldn't have.
You got any CADs involving him?
So it'd be traffic stops and stuff, or I know Patrick. He's my day shift sergeant. Who got him,
right.
or whatever. And of course, see, Chance got me that license plate, and then I got MDT in my cruiser, and I ran it, and then crossed over to CourtNet to see what this guy was about, and I thought, well, he's just a dang old, and I told the kids, y'all stay away from over there, and they don't listen. And so, anyway.
Okay. Well, like I say, I'll be back in touch with you, and something comes up you need to holler at me, just holler at Post here, and we'll just go from there.
Okay.
Anything else you think I need to know? Or?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming.
Ain't no problem. If it's going to roll with or whatever.
Well, let's get it over with. Let's do that. And, like I said, I'll be out of town next week on military leave, so talk to your girlfriend, just tell her
I'll have to give theirs. I'm going to text her some of that because she can't take calls in the jail.
Okay, yeah, like I said, however, it won't be today or tomorrow, so but we'll get it figured out.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
As mentioned in a previous video, Sheriff White pled guilty to harassment and has a deferred sentence for menacing.
In Logan County, where Todd County Sheriff Tracy White has pleaded guilty to harassment amended down from a physical contact charge. The incident occurred in May 2024, where White subjected an individual to harassment by striking, shoving, or otherwise physical contact with the intent to intimidate, harass, annoy, or alarm that individual. Court documents say a menacing charge is listed under deferred prosecution for up to 2 years. As part of that agreement, White must complete community service, issue a public apology, and have no contact or comment about the victim or their family. White was initially indicted on harassment and menacing. A review of his compliance is set for January 2026.
But remains in position as sheriff. Elections will take place in 2026. As always, let me know what you think of this mess, and if you have something you'd like me to review, submit it using the forms below.